In 2019, I had $0 in my bank account. 2 years later, I built a six-figure investment portfolio. If you're just getting started with investing, creating your first six-figure investment portfolio might just seem like such a faraway goal. But I want you to know that it is 100% possible for you to achieve this goal. And that's why today I'll be sharing with you the exact 3 strategies that I used in order to create my first six-figure investment portfolio within 2 years. Hey, if you guys are new here, my name is Michael Kim, a personal finance coach, CPA, and digital nomad. And my goal is to help you have control over your money and your life. Okay, so when I said I had $0 in my bank account, I literally had $0 in my bank account. Throughout high school and university, I always had a part-time job. I was a swimming instructor, a lifeguard, a residence advisor, an administrative assistant, and I even operated a freelancing website development business. But every single dollar that I made during this time went directly into paying for my living expenses as well as my university tuition. So by the time I graduated in 2019, I had $0 in my bank account. But the bright side of this was that I at least was able to pay off all of my student loans and graduate debt-free. And so by 2020, I got my first corporate finance and consulting job where I was finally able to start saving and investing my money. And so the first thing that I did was to create a money plan. If you've never heard of a money plan, it's essentially a GPS but for your finances. It tells you exactly where you currently are and what you need to do in order to get to your financial goals. There are 3 parts to your money plan. You have your income, your expenses, and then your savings. Your income is any money that's coming in. So this could be from your 9-to-5 job, your business income, or any investment income. Your expenses is anything that you spend money on, like your rent, phone bill, internet, etc. And if you take your income minus your expenses, then you get your savings. Now, a common mistake that people make is that they just try to save whatever money is left over. But the problem with this is that people just tend to spend more money and then they have no money left over to go into savings. And so what I did instead was that every time I got a paycheck, I set up an automatic deposit that took that money directly from my checking account into my saving or investment accounts. And the reason why I did this is because I made saving a non-negotiable. When you set up that automatic deposit, you can't stop it. This money is going to be saved whether you like it or not. And so when you don't have that money in your bank account, you don't see it. And if you don't see it, you don't miss it. And so when I first started working, I created myself a money plan where my monthly income was about $4,000. My expenses were about $1,500 because I live a very minimalistic lifestyle and I also was able to save on rent by living at home. And then I was able to save and invest the remaining $2,500. And so over the 2 years, I was able to save and invest about $60,000 just from my 9-to-5 job by creating this money plan. And if you want to learn how to create your own money plan so you can do the same thing, then make sure to watch this video here. I'll link it in the description. The second thing that I did to create my six-figure investment portfolio in 2 years was to create multiple income streams. So in 2020, a lot of my friends and family were struggling with their personal finances. A lot of them were struggling to pay off their student debt, scared about the economic recession, and just confused and lost when it came to investing their money. And as someone who literally spent the past half-decade studying accounting and finance so that I could learn how to manage my own personal finances, I knew that I could help them. And so I actually started coaching and teaching my close friends and family for free. And after I saw how much I was able to help them effectively manage their own personal finances and change their lives, I knew I had to share this with the rest of the world. And that's when I first started my personal finance coaching business. And so for the past 3 years, I've worked with over 50 clients learn how to effectively manage their personal finances while working a full-time job. And so in those 2 years, I was able to save between $1,000 to $2,000 every single month just from my business income. And so over 2 years, my business was able to contribute about $25,000 into my investment portfolio. And this is how powerful creating multiple income streams can be. When you learn how to make money and increase your income, you can achieve your goals exponentially faster. And the last thing that I did to generate my 6-figure investment portfolio in 2 years was to invest consistently. Let me ask you a question. Do you like discounts? Well, if you're like me and you literally only buy things on discount, then you will love market recessions. In 2020, when there was a lot of uncertainty in the market and we were experiencing a huge economic recession, everyone literally thought the world was ending, so they stopped investing and they sold all of their investments. Meanwhile, I was super happy and excited, and I was actually investing more during this time. And the reason for this was because the stock market was having its biggest discount sale. So for example, let's say in year 0, Apple is normally at $100. But in year 1, during the market recession, it now drops to $80. But in year 3, Apple stock actually recovers and it grows to $120. Now, if you bought Apple at its full price at $100, when the market recovers, you're only making $20. But if you bought Apple during an economic recession when it was $80, you are now making double, $40 per share. And this is why the best time to invest your money is literally during a market crash or market recession, because everything is on discount. So over those 2 years, I was consistently investing between $2,000 to $4,000 every single month into the stock market. And this strategy is called dollar cost averaging. And what dollar cost averaging is that you're investing money into the stock market regardless if the market is doing well or if it's down. And there are a few benefits to the strategy. The first benefit is that it reduces volatility. Volatility when it comes to investing is when the price fluctuates very frequently. And so when you're investing your money, your investments are constantly going to be going up and down. But when you use a dollar cost averaging strategy, there's going to be times when you're going to buy stocks at a high price, which is not great. But there's also going to be times when you buy stocks at a low price, which is good. But over time, it's going to average out. And that's how you're able to reduce volatility. Another benefit of dollar cost averaging is that it literally just takes the emotion out of investing. The reason why a lot of people lose money when it comes to investing is because they see that their investments are down and then they get super scared and then they sell all of their investments and now they just have lost a lot of money. But when you implement a dollar cost averaging strategy, you're investing your money regardless if the market is doing good or bad. And so you don't even have to think about, oh, should I invest my money? No, you're investing your money regardless. And so over these 2 years, by implementing a dollar cost averaging strategy, my investments were able to grow significantly because I bought things at a discount. And then when the market recovered in 2022, my investments were performing really, really great. And so over those 2 years, my investments grew by about $15,000. And so here's the breakdown of my first 6-figure investment portfolio. About $60,000 came from my 9-to-5 job. About $25,000 came from my business. And then the remaining $15,000 just came from the growth of my investments. And something that I want you to know is that creating your first 6-figure investment portfolio is going to be the hardest thing that you do, because it only gets easier from here. Because when you've already accumulated a lot of wealth, this money just grows and compounds by itself. For example, let's say you've already created this $100,000 investment portfolio. Assuming you're investing this money for the next 30 years at an annual rate of return of about 10%, if you don't contribute any more money to this portfolio, it's automatically going to grow to about $1.7 million. All by itself, without you even contributing any more money to it. But let's say you kind of procrastinate and you're like, I'm going to actually wait 10 years to create this $100,000 portfolio. Well, if you're only investing this money for about 20 years, then your portfolio is only going to grow to about $600,000, which is not even half of $1.7 million. And so the moral of the story is that you should start investing now. And the more work that you put in today, the less work you have to put in later. If you learn the right way to invest your money today, then your future self is going to thank you so much for it. And so if you want to continue to learn how to actually invest your money, make sure you're subscribed to my channel because I'll be sharing more videos on how I invest my money and how you can too as well. And so this was how I was able to create my first six-figure investment portfolio. And if I can do it, you can 100% do it as well. If you have any specific personal finance questions, feel free to let me know in the comments down below, or you could shoot me a DM on my Instagram at Michael Lee Kim, and I'd be happy to help you out. That's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one.